Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will start the discussing of diode equation. So diode equation is nothing but the relationship between the voltage across the PN junction diode to the current through it. So there is a formula to find out the diode equation, that is ID is equal to Is into e power V by N into Vt minus 1. This is the formula to find out the diode equation. So now ID is equal to diode current, Is is the saturation current, and V is the voltage of the PN junction diode, and N is the emission coefficient, so you can call it this a factor, and Vt is the thermal voltage and E is the exponential. So Vt is the thermal voltage. There is a formula to find out the thermal voltage. So that is Vt is equal to kT by Q, means Benjamin constant into temperature by charge of the electron. So in the kT by Q, Benjamin constant, and T is the temperature and Q is the charge of the electron. So we already know what is the charge of the electron, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So now there is a direct value to find out this thermal voltage at room temperature, means at the 300 degree kelvins. So the value of this thermal voltage at the room temperature is 26 millivolts, means that is 0.026 volts. So here I will show you one example to understand the concept very clearly, and we can find out the what is the diode equation for that PN junction diode. So here we can observe one example to find out the diode equation in the forward bias, means the diode will operate in two bias, that is forward bias and reverse bias. So in the forward bias, so to find out the diode equation of the PN junction diode, we must know some values, right? So here I will suppose I have used some example values. Then based upon that values, we can find out the diode equation on the PN junction diode. For just example, saturation current is 10 to the power of minus 12 amps, and N is the one, that is the factor, and Vt means thermal voltage. We already know the value of the thermal voltage, that is 26 millivolts. And suppose the voltage I will consider 0.7 volts. So by these values I have to find out the diode equation, right? So we know the formula, that is ID is equal to Is into e power V by N into Vt minus 1. So what is the value of Is? It is 10 to the power of minus 12, and 0.7 by, here N is the 1, that is 1 into 0.026. That's why I'm using here 0.026 minus 1. So the value of the 0.7 by 0.026 is 0.26.9, and when we do exponential for the 0.26.9 minus 1, we get the 4.9 into 10 to the power of 11. So now I am substituting that value in this. So we get 10 to the power of minus 9.12 into 4.9 into 10 to the power of 11. So by subtracting that, we can get the 4.9 into 10 to the power of minus 1. So by using a calculator, we can get